Nathan, what's the excitement level? What are you initial thoughts about what y'all got this year?
I'd say excitement levels at an all-time high. We've all been itching to get out here and be together for team practice, and I'd also say team chemistry is at an all-time high. We're all really working together. Feels like a group of brothers. We're ready to get going.
What, when you look at your game, what have you stepped up? I think I've heard a little velo bump.
Mhm.
What were you working on over the offseason, and what's looking good?
So main point of the offseason, I guess going back after Omaha, was really just filling out my body, getting bigger and stronger, and so that was my main point. But not much throwing actually in the summer off season, but really taking that step with my filling out my body and just growing into who I am, and I'd say that's where that jump came from.
Nathan, how different is it? Like last year, had no idea what to expect.
Mm.
Exceeded expectations beyond probably belief, and then this year you're preseason top 5. So how do you weigh the difference a year makes?
Yeah, in my 3 years here, we've never been preseason ranked at all. So this is a lot different for me, and we know we got a target on our back. But I think what's important is just for us to stay within us and play our game, and know that people are coming for us. We're not going to sneak up on anyone, but if we stay together as a team and play our game, I think we're going to have success again.
Nathan, playing so deep last year, how did the offseason look different? And I know you said you focused on working on your body, but as far as throwing, what were you doing? And then how does that impact how you feel right now versus this time of year?
Yeah, when I eventually got to throwing, really last year I figured out who I was, my strengths, my weaknesses. I didn't know much of that going through a couple of years ago, and so now I know, I'm a sinker ball guy. I know sinker slider. That's my go-tos, and so really emphasis in the fall when I did eventually get throwing were those two pitches and just the command of them. And now starting early spring, winter ball, I've really been really confident with those pitches, and when I go out there, my body language is big, giving me a lot of confidence and having success. Yeah.
What is it like for a pitcher to develop that relationship with a new catcher, and how is those being built up as you're looking for the guy to replace?
Yeah.
Troy.
Last year with Troy Kalanch, that was a huge. I love the guy. I miss him, but that was a huge loss for us. It really was. He was a huge leader, and two guys came in, Hank Bard and J.D. Gregson from JUCOs, and they faced some adversity in the fall, and they would say that, and but they've been working their butts off. They've been up here every day since we've been up here since December. The catchers and pitchers, and they've just been working so hard, and they've really improved. And now we went out there yesterday. I threw an inning or two, and I have so much confidence in them. Huge target, and I think they're going to do great.
As far as the rotation is stacking up, who's some guys that alongside you might get the nod?
I don't know. There's a lot of there's still a lot of vacancy in those spots, and a lot of guys are working to fill them. And I guess that's a good problem to have when you have too many guys to so much talent that can really fill those spots. But right now, I'd still say everything's open, including mine. I'm still working out there, and I'm going to work for that Friday spot though.
Well, then pitching wise, who's some guys that took a jump? You think over the offseason?
Troy Wanzing has been killing it from Purdue. He's been doing awesome. I think he's got a good shot too. Chris Cortez, his breaking stuff, he's been a lot more confident with. At times he's been a little not trustworthy with it, a little pushy with it. But when he lets it go, man, he has an electric arm, and when he fills up that strike zone with his secondary stuff, he's magical to watch.
What obviously, Bonch and Dylan, Rock, and Cole are gone, but a lot of your guys are back.
Yeah.
So, team chemistry shouldn't be an issue, I would think. You got a few guys to mix in there, but when you have so many pieces back, Nathan, what's that do for you guys to start the year?
Yeah, it builds that foundation like I was talking about. Like we know we've been through it now. Going back to last year, we know what it takes to get there, and so having that foundation of those guys that have been through it and know what it takes, that's really what we built off of. And I think we've done a great job of spreading that chemistry. And it feels like same team last year. It just feels awesome in the locker room. Feels like a group of brothers, and we're ready to get going.
Coach talked about wanting this to be player-led.
Mm-hmm.
You had to deal with adversity a couple times, injury, ineffectiveness in the playoffs, and then to come back and play a huge role in this team going to Omaha. How do you convey that to guys that haven't been through that?
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of my career, at least, is failure, and that's really how you make strides in your game. And a lot of guys, you need to know that. Coming out of high school, there's a lot of high prospects, and they've they go out their senior year in high school and they strike out every guy they face by throwing a fastball down the middle, and that's at this level, it's not how that works. So really, I kind of lead a lot of the pitchers that way by just telling them my experiences. And I've been the freshman pitcher that's gone out there and gone 7 innings shutout, and I've also been the freshman pitcher that goes out there and doesn't even get out of the second inning. I've been in their shoes, and I know that you're going to get hit with adversity, but just telling them to stick with the process and keep going, and it's all going to pay off in the end.
So I know you said earlier you're on the mound with a lot of confidence and fall and winter ball. So, but on the other side, who are the guys on your team that are kind of hard to face?
Ooh. Jack Moss is a really annoying to face. I think I have him figured out 1 second, and then he seems to switch his approach, and he's just all on top of me. He gets hits, little spray singles that are so annoying, but that just proves how good of a hitter he is, and it's really fun to compete with him now, and we make each other better that way.
I think there's probably a lot of pitchers who say that.
Oh yeah, yeah, they would agree.
You talk about giving or relaying some of that confidence, some of that mentorship to the younger guys, having that confidence. How much is you being in that position now helping you this season, having gone through some of those experiences?
Yeah, me actually helping the freshmen and the younger guys helps me as well. So it really helps the whole team, and I think just telling them that I've been there and share my experiences with them, and that never to give up. Keep going. You're going to get hit with adversity, but in the end, that really brings the whole staff and the whole team up as well.
And how much does the bounce back performance that you had in Omaha, a good momentum builder into everything you've done this year, looking at what you did the first time and then the second game?
It's a huge boost to my mental game for sure, because in the span of those 4 days, I was on the top of the world and I was on the bottom of the world, and it was a roller coaster for sure. But having that confidence that nothing changed physically, but everything changed mentally, and it totally changed my mindset of just going out there, having fun, and throwing strikes, and when I'm not thinking, I'm at my best.
Coach has talked about you having a bounty hunter mentality for a Friday night starter. What does that mean to you?
So we worked a lot in the offseason as well in the mental game, and what that means for him is really, or for both of us, is about flipping the switch. And so I'm out here in front of the camera, seem like a nice guy, a smiley guy, but when it's go time, when it's game time on Friday nights, I flip that switch and become a bounty hunter, and you might not want to be friends with me on that day, but that's what you have to do, and I'm going out for blood on those days. Yeah.